where we uncover strength born from struggle. Today's guest, Pamela Mishu, is an author, motivational speaker, and founder of Time to Shine. From surviving trauma and displacement to standing up in court at just 12 years old, Pamela has lived the journey of turning pain into purpose and purpose into power. Her story is not just survival, it's a beacon of transformation. Welcome to the show, Pamela. It's such an honor to have you.
Thank you for having me.
So, Pamela, your life began with enormous challenges. How did those early experiences shape your sense of identity?
I believe we all go through challenges, and I decided that I will change pain into purpose and then to power. So it shaped me already from a very young age. My mother was black, my father white. So in terms of identity back in Congo, because I was born in Congo, Africa, um, I was the white child. And when I came to Belgium in Europe, I was the black child. So from 0 till 7, already I had to learn to accept myself that I will not 100% fit in. And that's completely okay. It took me many years. And now I understood it's okay not to fit in. You have to accept yourself. And that's how you make a change.
Mm-hmm. Right. And was there a defining moment when you realized your story could serve as more than pain? It could become purpose.
Well, I have younger siblings. I have a sister who's 5 years younger than me and a brother 14 months younger than me. And in African culture, and I'm sure in other culture, I know in Arabic culture, different cultures, the oldest is always the one who's responsible. When the parents are not there, even when the parents are there, you get that responsibility. If something happened to your siblings, you should know. You should know better. And I took the role of being a caretaker from age of 8 because we came into a very abusive family situation, even though they were family. And I had to protect my siblings. So in the beginning, all the change I made wasn't for me. It was to give a better time or life to my sister and my brother.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that pivot moment resonates for anyone struggling to see beyond the hardships.
Exactly. It's like a woman or a partner, parents being in an abusive marriage, they will not easily leave when it's for them. But when it comes to their children, often that's where it makes like a change because you do not want your kids to go through the same pain you go through.
Yeah, absolutely. And you have said silence was no longer an option. What gave you the courage at such a young age to speak up?
Well, the last beating, because I was physically also abused, the last beating was so violent. And I remember 2 days after, I had to go to a wedding of one of my cousin with my abusive aunt. And I remember sitting there and looking at everyone and saying, I also have the right to be happy. I don't have to continue accepting and living this life. Even though I was 12, I wanted a better life for me. And for any of your listeners, wherever or whatever makes you think you are stuck, as long as you breathe, as long as you have your heart beating, because a heartbeat goes up and down. That's a heartbeat. We agree on that. When it's flat, means you're dead. So in life, you have moments where it's amazing and boom, it goes back down. Accept those moments, but give it a push to go back up.
Mm-hmm. 100%. And do you, yeah, and do you believe courage is something we are born with or something we choose in the moment?
For me, courage, everyone has courage. It's just you finding the strength within. I mean, I always say a frustrated child is a happy adult. And why do I say that? If as a child you receive everything you want, as an adult, you will expect people to give you everything you want. So I was in a way, I would not say lucky, but in a way I learned from a very young age that I will receive more no's than yes. So as an adult, even when I receive a no, I'm like, I've been through that, you know? So I do not give up. I continue fighting. And if there is a no, there is also a possibility to get a yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and this sparks reflection on where bravery truly comes from.
It comes like everything. It comes when you believe in yourself. I give you a simple example. When you take a plane, any plane you take, they will tell you, put your mask first before helping someone else. People just listen to it. But what does it actually mean? It's if you don't help yourself, you won't be able to help others. And very often we push and we give so much of ourselves that we lose ourselves. And then you have a breakdown where you don't see the light anymore. But you don't have to search for the light. You are the light. And that's very important to remember that. The power is within. Even though life will give you hits and you will have to overcome things that some people wouldn't even be able to manage or to understand. That's okay. That's your journey. But you only can make a change and go towards the light, and the light is you by self love, self care, self respect, and boundaries. Wherever you are, whatever your religion you have, if you are not going well, you will not be able to help anyone in a very healthy way because you will always give more of yourself and end up losing yourself.
Yes, I totally agree. And your upcoming book, Mandela Diaries, captures your journey. What message do you hope readers will carry with them after turning the last page?
My message is whoever you are, whatever your past is, accept your past to be able to live your future. Otherwise, you're still stuck in the past. Forgive yourself. You do not have to forgive people who hurt you. And with that, I mean, it's not okay that they hurt you. You can accept them for who they are or what happens and decide or to keep them in your life, but accept possible they will redo it, yet you are the master. You are the driver of your life. So I see life as in a car. You know, you have space for people to sit with you, but you are the one driving your car. As long as you live, you have the possibility to move upwards and fight and get back there. With fight meaning do not give up, go forward, forgive yourself, forgive the past for you, not for others, for you.
Mm-hmm. Yes, 100%. And did writing it feel like reliving the pain or like releasing it?
You relive the pain and you release the pain. And when life gets overwhelming, and I've seen a lot of psychologists, trauma specialists, and I even went through hypnosis as I blocked many of my childhood memories. Some things were so painful, I didn't want to be reminded of it. So when you write down, and that's why my book called Mundele Diaries, Mundele means white. It's also a new beginning, a blank. And diaries, it's a journey. So it's a wide journey if I have to translate it. And even the cover of the book, you will see my face. Half of it is a mask, and half you see my face. Because as children, we learn to put on a mask because we have our parents have expectation for us, family members have expectation for us. And the more we grow, the more expectation. So often we adapt and go into roles like actors that we are actually forgetting who we truly are. So by writing it down, you actually, it's a part of a therapy. It's a part of you finding your voice again because you have to be true to yourself because those words you're writing, it's for you. I made the step even further to publish the book because I said, I don't want other people to think they are alone. And often it's very much of a taboo to speak about abuse, family, especially when it's family abuse, because you don't want to have any problems with family members. You don't want to disappoint people. You don't want to hurt people. But at what cost? If it costs your peace, if it costs you to say, who am I? That's wrong. So I don't tell everyone, go and publish your book about your life, but at least put it down to words, journal, do your own research and find your purpose. Find what you wanted to do or what you wanted to do and not what people along the way expected for you to do.
Yes, absolutely. And listeners will also connect to the healing power of storytelling itself.
Exactly. My book has three parts. So you have the memoir about my childhood. It's volume one. Then you have illustration in the book. And it's also a self help book, How I See Things Now. And the biggest thing I learned while writing the book is, first of all, accepting your past. To really truly move forward, you need to accept where you come from, your origins, and accepting any pain for you that's happened. Sometimes it's out of your control, and sometimes you actually repeat what you've seen, that it's with your mother or your father, any family member. You repeat, and it takes a lot of strength to break the cycle. And it's so powerful because the day you will have children, you want them to look up and say, wow, my mom or my dad managed to do this. It's not a taboo to say, hey, I'm not okay. It's okay not to be okay. You know, we are not robots. We have emotions, we have feelings, and it's important to express them. And if you can't express them, you start by writing them. If you feel people in your circle are holding you back, that's okay because they want to stay in that part of the past. But it doesn't mean you have to stay there. It's your life. Pick it up and continue your life and go to the future with positivity, love, and care first for yourself. Because if you can't love yourself truly and fully, it's very hard to love others and to be loved in the way you should be loved and not out of need or the necessity. No, you love yourself. Anyone else that comes a long way will be an add-on and not a need because then it's not healthy love.
Yeah, makes sense. And you now empower others through your platform. Time to shine. What transformations have you witnessed when people reclaim their voices?
It's we all know snow, and a snowball is very tiny. And when you start rolling a snowball, it gets bigger, 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 bigger. It's the same. We often wait for others to change while we should start with ourselves because you will lead by example. And I started Time to Shine. It's for events to empower, that it's women and also men, to help each other to feel less alone. I'm a mother myself, and before I used to see in movies mothers going in a washing room, closing the door, and cry. And I used to think to myself, what is she doing? Until you become a mother, then you know that sometimes life can be so overwhelming, and you don't want to show your kids the pain that you're going through or the heartbreaks. So you hide from them. And one thing I learned is when you hide things for your kids, of course, you're not going to cry in front of your kids all the time. But it's also important to teach them it's okay not to be okay. And that's the message in any of my events that I say. It's okay not to be okay. And you have to accept that. And once you accept that, actually, it takes less of you. The power of the pain is less present. Does it disappear? No, but it will less lead your life. And by showing others means you normalize so people can actually speak about it and they feel less lonely. And on their way, they will help others as well. And that's why it's so important communication. We have the luxury to be able to communicate. Nowadays, with TikTok, Instagram, people go behind the screen, they post pictures, all a happy life. But is that truly happiness? Because there is a massive increase in people suiciding, people going into depression, anxiety. Why? Because we all want to portray the happy life, everything is perfect, but it's not like this. And it's okay. Just accept it. And don't show people what you want them to see. If people really care for you and love you, they will love you anyway, for the good and for the bad, because that's true love.
Yes, definitely. And is there one story from your community that continues to inspire you deeply?
Very often I hear lady women who are in very unhappy relationships or going through divorce. And the thing with good people, and with good people mean people who wants to give, because in life you have givers and you have takers. A taker has no limit, but a giver also has no limit. So a giver has to be very careful that it's not being set with the taker because both have no limits. And when I tell them, write down on a paper how you feel, speak with the person. Did you communicate with your husband? Yes, I tried, but he doesn't want to listen. Did you try therapy? Yeah, but he's a bit macho. I mean, and I tell them all the same thing. I say, if you cannot communicate with him, what is the relationship actually based on? It's very important to sit down with your partner or a family member or a friend and be able to speak your truth, how you feel, what hurts you, and say, how do we find a solution out of it? If you're not even capable to do that out of fear, out of shame, is it really and truly the right person? I am all for family and being together and married, and but sometimes we just stay to have the status or to please people, that it's your family members or the expectation of the society as well. But is it truly what you want? Is it truly your fulfillment? And I'm not saying be selfish, only think of yourself. What I'm asking you to think and say, like, which way would I want to go? Is the person that I'm with going to the same goal? You don't have to have exactly the same goal, but there is a minimum where you have to be aligned.
Yes, and stories of others' growth illustrates the ripple effect of Pamela's work. So, what a powerful exchange! Pamela shows us that even the deepest wounds can become seeds of transformation. Her life reminds us that pain is not the end, it's the beginning of purpose, and purpose blossoms into power. To follow her work, visit Time to Shine and look out for her new book, Mundele Diaries. Until next time, may your story be the light that guides both yourself and others.
Thank you so much for having me.
It was a pleasure.
And I look forward having other conversation with you and to your listeners. Even in the darkest moment, as long as you breathe and as long as you don't give up, you can pull yourself out. Even if there is a little bit of light, as long as you live, there is a light. A new day starts with dark, midnight. It's dark outside. And along the time, the light, the sun comes up and yeah, it becomes very bright. And life, it's like that, like a heartbeat, up and down. And you just accept if you can change something, you know, things in the end will come good. And that's the message that I have for anyone listening to the podcast.
Mm-hmm. Yes.